term project presentation. For my individual term project, I chose to research a service training and delivery vendor, and the one that I chose was UTI, who is the service training delivery vendor for Ford Motor Company. So UTI is a large American technical school that supplies the education for the transportation industry. They have locations all over the U.S. They have 13 main locations for their technical school. They also have relationships with over 30 OEMs, which makes them one of the leading technical schools in America. They're accredited by the Accrediting Commission for Career Schools and Colleges, and they supply the training instructors for Ford and their service technical training. The relationship between Bosch, Ford, and UTI. So the training courses are actually written in a collaborative effort between Ford Motor Company and Bosch. Bosch works with the commodity leads for each commodity to develop the actual training courses, and then UTI is just the one who provides basically the training. They provide the instructors and actually provide the training for the OEM. Communications between UTI, from UTI to Bosch or Ford. Basically, a training instructor, while doing a training course, if they find something wrong, they can report that to Bosch and Ford, so that can be fixed. Most of the time, when they have to report to Bosch or Ford, it's about inaccuracy in a course that they found. When they found that something needs to be updated in the work, or when things just don't seem to work for training. A lot of times, I just spoke with one of the instructors, and he said a lot of times you'll just be doing one of the courses and you just realize something just doesn't work. So it's good for them to be able to get that back to Bosch and Ford in order for them to fix it. Communications from Ford and Bosch to UTI. They communicate down the line when changes to the training are made. They also communicate different training techniques that they'd like them to follow when they're actually presenting the classes. And they also do train the trainer courses, which is actually provided by the commodity leads of each commodity. It's basically the training for trainers about how to train the class, and it is provided by the people who actually write the courses. So, the organization of the training centers. In the U.S., there's 13 main centers in 5 different regions, and there's also satellite centers, which are not technically Ford training centers, but they might be like at a technical school. For UTI, for instance, might have a small satellite training center where they do a course or two every once in a while. So there's quite a few of them, and it's definitely enough to cover the whole United States and make it so nobody has to travel too far just to go get their training. Networking. There is regular communications between the training centers, especially within their own regions. It's about weekly communication between different training centers. About once a week is what my resource told me. He said, if he needs to take a class and it's not running at his training center anytime, within the near future, he can go to another one in his region and take the course there. They also sometimes share equipment, like vehicle equipment, engines, transmissions, and stuff like that. So if they need to, they'll run a bunch of the courses through and then share the equipment with someone, move it on to somewhere else in that same region. And this altogether builds strong relationships between trainers in the same regions because they kind of work together on a weekly basis. So. For curriculum, basically UTI does only the technical training for Ford. They don't do like the service instructor training and the service manager training, the warranty administrator stuff. They handle basically only the technical training for Ford. And they also only provide the in-class training. They don't do the online web-based training, which there is actually. You have to basically, before you take the in-class training that UTI provides, you have to take a series of different courses that are online and web-based. Most of them, or actually all of them, are in the Ford's website, Ford's training website, which is called STARS. And you have to take usually a series of courses before you can take the in-class courses for that sector, at least for, say engines or transmissions. UTI is only there basically to provide those in-class classes. The people who actually receive the in-class classes that UTI provides are dealership technicians, field service engineers, technical field operation managers, technical support analysts at the Technical Assistance Center, which I am, and anybody else who's basically involved with field service, from management down to technicians, basically. For instructor development, they do have to do quite a bit of training to stay up to par on giving and presenting classes for technicians and other employees. They have to, first of all, they have to be 100% trained in all of the online web-based training that Ford provides through their STARS website. They also have to sit in an in-class class for that class that they're teaching, as if they were a technician or a field service engineer or a technical support analyst or anybody else who has to take it for their regular certifications. The trainers have to take it as well. They have after they take the class, they have basically what they call train the trainer classes, and that is provided by the commodity leads, and is basically how to train the class, how to present each training course to students. So they're able to communicate basically training techniques and how it should be set up, how you should use different techniques, and obviously everybody has different techniques, but there are certain things that they'd like them to follow. Career opportunities at UTI. UTI does have a lot of different positions available, some for graduates straight out of college. A lot of them do require some kind of technical field experience, especially in like the trainers. If you're going to be a Ford service instructor, usually you have to have like 5 years of experience. I was looking on the UTI's job website, and most of the trainer job opportunities require at least 5 years of technical experience, and they don't require a bachelor's degree at all. They don't require any degree usually. But UTI as a whole has a lot of different opportunities available. They have anything from business operations, management, accounting, college advising, because they are basically a large technical college. Like I said, some positions require technical field experience, but not all of them do, especially in the other sectors. So that's basically all I have for my presentation here on training service training and delivery vendors. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, I ask that you just leave them in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Thanks a lot.